Here we are with the Commissioner of the Missouri Valley Football Conference. Thanks for joining us today. We just have a couple questions for you regarding the helmet communications. Maybe that was brought up earlier with the big interview on the main stage, but our viewers were wondering if the helmet communications, is that going to be allowed in conference this year? Is that something that won't be allowed?
You actually should be talking to my COO about that. That's because Kyle is in charge of the helmet communication. But my understanding is all of our institutions already have that. So I would imagine that in conference games, that would be the case.
Excellent. And then with the Big Sky just came out and announced today, I believe, that they will be going to a 9-game conference schedule with
heard that.
With the 12-game season.
Yeah. You got like some Big Ten SEC stuff going on. Who's going to play 9? Who's going to play 8?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes,
so
exactly. So we
Mm-hmm.
were wondering, since you do have the skip game, right, in the Missouri Valley.
What's the skip game? Is that what you're calling the 12th game?
Where you're, I was talking more.
Oh, you're talking about the bye.
Schedule.
You're talking about the bye.
You miss. You miss
your
one opponent in conference.
I got you.
Right. So, is that something that's been talked about?
No,
in conference?
not yet, not at all. Again, I think the concept of the 12th game is still pretty new.
Yeah.
So at the appropriate time, I'm sure we'll have a conversation with the athletic directors and the board, and they'll let us know how they're thinking about that topic. But that has not been a part of our conversations as of yet.
Excellent. Yeah. All right on. And we were a little bit surprised at the location of Media Day being in Sioux Falls.
Just great.
It is great. It just was a little bit of a surprise just with the geographic layout of the conference. I think for us, just thinking it's not entirely central. It's really close to the Dakota schools, but some schools like Youngstown, Indiana State, and whatnot, it might be a little far.
The great thing is we got planes.
That's right.
That's
a fact.
So,
it's a flight either way.
It worked out.
Yes,
having planes made it great.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No, and then beyond.
I'm not sure the FCS is a stepping stone. I think if the schools that play in the Missouri Valley Football Conference played against schools from other Group of 6 conferences, we would more than hold our own, and I would venture to say we would win the lion's share of those games. So I don't think that makes you in any way a stepping stone.
I remember what my question was now, and I completely agree with you. You're also the commissioner of the Missouri Valley Conference.
Yes, I am.
And the Missouri Valley Football Conference.
Yes, I am.
It's a common mistake that we have to correct people on.
That's right. They're two separate conferences. That's exactly right.
Has there been any sort of conversation about the name of the conference with the new alliance of sorts?
Not of any great traction that I'm aware of.
Okay. I was just curious because it might alleviate confusion.
Yeah, we kind of say MVC and MVFC, and really hasn't been an issue.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm always the nerd online that's correcting people. No, it's
they're
MVFC.
not.
It's not the MVC.
And to be quite honest, I think everybody refers to it as the Valley.
Right.
Whether it's football or the multi-sport, they call it the Valley. And, and I think the one thing that we do want to be sensitive to is we want to make sure that we're helping the Summit make sure as a multi-sport conference that they have their just due in terms of the success and the promotional opportunity that comes with playing football in the Missouri Valley Football Conference. And I'm sure we'll be efforting to try and figure out how to do those things.
Excellent. Going forwards, because I know it was tabled for now with every school opting in as of right now with no scholarship limit from the conference.
What was tabled?
From what I had heard is that it was tabled having a scholarship limit for the conference, since this is FCS and not FBS.
I can't speak to whether or not anything was quote unquote tabled. What I can tell you is my personal opinion is I would be a little bit leery of doing anything that would be prohibitive to our institutions in the choices that they would make on their campuses and how they would want to operate their football programs.
Okay, excellent. Right on. I didn't know if there was going to be a conference, wide, everybody comes together and says, hey, we're going to be good at 80, or if you can do it, baby.
I think there's so many different avenues that institutions do to try and figure out how to be successful in football, and scholarships is only one variable.
And then I think this will be my last one. We've taken up plenty of your time already.
You're good. You're good.
Very gracious.
No, you've been great, man. Go ahead.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're cool.
When it comes to the media deal for the conference, currently being on ESPN, you've got 2 national games a year. How important is it for the conference to be on a platform like ESPN, where you have ESPN Plus that most sports fans have, just from a availability to the public and notoriety?
As I'm starting to learn more and become more educated in this topic, I think the Valley's in pretty good shape because you're exactly right. We have a good relationship now with ESPN and able to take advantage of the national opportunities there, but we're also sensitive to our partners and friends here at Midco
Yeah.
and what they're able to do in this space, and football being so important to the Dakota schools. You know, I'm in my hotel last night and I'm turning on and I'm watching North Dakota play Youngstown State and that's pretty cool. So I think you've got two great options that we need to make sure that we're advantaging ourselves of.
Excellent. And thank you so much. We've been asking for years for in-person media days, and I know it's not just you
Mm-hmm.
and or anything like that, but thank you so much. It's been fantastic
Good.
to have this day, and thanks for letting us have the opportunity
Now,
to be here.
I hope you got everything that you needed.
Oh, we sure did. Thanks
Okay.
so
Hey,
much.
no, it's good meeting
Appreciate
you.
it.